This is me in a sleeveless shirt. Whatever. That's not what this video is about, though. I want to do some stuff about what I've written. Like I did do one video, the Mad V response, with some of my poetry. And I'd like to read something that I wrote, and it's probably my favorite thing that I wrote. Well, not necessarily my favorite thing that I wrote, but it's something that I wrote almost a year ago. And I don't know, it was... See, I write poetry, and then sometimes I'll just write stuff. I call them straight thoughts. Like, I'll just sit down and start typing what's on my mind. I mean, I know it's like just... It's nothing special. I just like to give it a special name. And so I'll just sit down and type. And this is one of the longer ones that I've ever written. And basically, this is exactly what it was when I first wrote it. Like, I sat down. See, what I'll do is I'll sit down and just start typing everything. And I'll just type whatever comes to my mind, you know, basically. And whatever comes to my mind, I'll just type it. And then I'll go through it and read it. And then, you know, whatever, like grammatically, whatever's wrong, or if I want to add a word that I forgot, or, you know, just add a little thing. It's basically done whenever I first write it. This one I wrote in about 2 or 3 minutes, and then I read over it once, and I think I didn't add anything, actually, or besides, like, commas or periods or whatever that I missed. And I just decided I want to read it to you. It's kind of long, and I may stumble over a few words here and there because I try to get ahead of myself sometimes. It's called Have You Ever? Oh, and it starts off as one of my straight thoughts and goes, and at the end of it, it transitions into an actual poem that I tagged onto the end of it because it sounded good with it. Like, I wrote them separately, but they really talk about a lot of the same things. And so I put the poem in there to kind of conclude, like, because the straight thought is kind of a ramble, and then the poem, you know, just kind of organizes it and, you know, it's kind of like you're running through your mind, and then all of a sudden you stop and you really start to straighten things out, and that's what the poem kind of does to it for me. I had a burp. Have you ever felt like there was something that needed to be said? Has this thing that most desperately needs to fall from your lips been blockaded by your own fears and insecurities? The fabricated thoughts of a false response have left these words sitting in your heart. These lines and phrases you dare not speak rest there, burning a hole inside of you as it smolders in its own dismal flame. I have felt this burning. I have felt it for some time now. I want to yell out and scream to the sky all these thoughts that are bouncing inside my skull, but the courage to act on this is nowhere to be found. What am I to do? How do I overcome such adversity and self-enclosure? So many times I have been mere inches away from parting my lips and allowing the cool air of the outside put an end to the burning words I hold, but those few inches are miles in my mind. How am I to express these words? How am I to relieve the melting heat within my chest? Oh, please let something be brought forth to quench the burning. I can't control this fire much more. Soon it will build and burn through its bindings and explode into the night sky, lighting all things as clear as day. That day shall be one that I celebrate most joyously. But when does this day come? Is it in some distant future that I only dare dream of? Or is all this time and pain how I am to deal with it? Is the blaze curing me of my impurities and tempering me like a sword of iron? Will my passionate heart burst open, revealing it all at the most opportune time? I so desire for these questions to be answered. Have you ever felt like there was something that needed to be said? Forget it. Love is here, so live for love. It is the one thing that holds true. Don't allow fears and loss to cloud your mind. The truth is screaming inside you. Vocalize and bring forward those words within your heart. The response will be the best in years. True love is now. Bathe in its beauty and never let it go. Tell me what you guys think. If you want to read it, it's posted on my Myspace. I just posted it on my Myspace because I had it on Facebook, but I decided to put it on my Myspace too. If you want to read it yourself, you can go there. And if you want to hear more of this stuff and actual poetry, then I have my blog that I just created, and I'm going to be, doing straight thoughts, actual blogs, poems, whatever I feel like doing. And there are also quite a few poems on my Myspace. But as I come up with new ones, I'll post them on my blog, so you need to check out my blog. And also, there's other stuff and whatnot. I hope you guys like. This is my coming back video. I'm going to start doing more. And I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm just giving emphasis. I know this is long. I should quit now. And if you didn't know, I'm done with 7 people. So I'm going to be doing a lot more on my channel now. Hey-yo!